I'm Andrea Joseph. I'm an illustrator and all-round creative.
How long have you been creating and how did you get into it?
I was always creative as a kid, but then kind of after school I sort of forgot about that kind of thing, and started working and traveling and those things. And it was about, I think it's about 12, maybe to 15 years ago that I actually got back into drawing, creating. And that was through, I saw some blogs online that were illustrated blogs. So people were drawing and doing sketches and uploading them on that, on the day. And it just really fascinated me and kind of reminded me how much I'd love drawing. And so, yeah, I thought I'd have a go at that myself, and that's how I started.
What is your favourite medium to work with and why?
I don't think I have a favourite, because I'm always experimenting with different materials. I started with pens, and I started out with ballpoint pens, and kind of got a bit stuck with that ballpoint artist title. I just kept on trying different things. I love pen. I love dip pen and ink, really old traditional kind of mediums, materials. I love watercolor, gouache, ink, and more recently I've been doing collage as well. So I'm always sort of pushing and trying new things.
What are your inspirations and influences?
I'd just say just life, really, just everything around me, everything that's happening, everything that's in the news, just life in general. I love music. I love illustration, art. So yeah, anything and everything can be an influence and an inspiration.
How has lockdown affected the way you work?
I've been really, really productive actually during lockdown. I think for the first couple of weeks, like a lot of people, it was, I just couldn't create. I just, my head was everywhere. But once we got over that stage, I just got really, really creative and haven't stopped really since.
What kind of things have you been creating during lockdown?
I've been working on a project. I have done some work in the past for a charity or an organisation called Croydon Drop-In. I've done their artwork for whatever they needed, actually. And they got in touch during lockdown and asked if I had any kind of ideas. And I'd had this idea of doing portraits via Zoom. And they loved the idea, and then the idea grew. They are a drop-in centre for young people in Croydon, to support and counsel or whatever they need. And so the counsellors got on board. So the counsellors would reach out to the young people and interview them whilst I created portraits. So that kept me going through a lot of lockdown. But then also in my own work, I started writing, collaging and illustrating a book about lockdown, it's a picture book, and it's about a lost cat in lockdown and how he gets home to his owner. So I started that and got really into that, and I'm posting. It's basically the first draft, really, but I'm posting it on Instagram, I think, to keep a bit keep me motivated, and
Do you have any advice for young artists?
I think it's just really do it and keep doing it, and just keep on with it. I think through that you develop a style of your own. You find out what you really like, which medium, which tools, which and it's just to get on and do it, really, and really soak up you know art that you can find, but to go to galleries and museums and just art wherever you can find it.
Hi, this is my office, my workspace, my studio, my spare bedroom, and this is where I have been creating art during lockdown. The floor is full of bits of paper, loads of paper everywhere, paper that I've collected over the years. Stuff from charity shops, things friends have given me and made for me, and the reason that they're all over the shop is because I have been creating collage during lockdown. When this all came about, this crazy, I found it really hard to be creative. And I am a creative person, and the thing I would normally turn to is drawing and illustration, but I just couldn't even contemplate doing any of that. I just really didn't want to do any of that. And then it struck me that perhaps what this needed was a different approach, a different kind of practice, and because it was such a weird headspace, that we were all in, that it just didn't seem right doing the same old thing that I'd normally do. And that's when I decided to have a go at collage. Also at that time, a story came into my head, and it was about a lost cat, this guy, and how he would get home during a lockdown and isolation when everybody has to stay at home. So it was about reuniting him with his owner here. There she is with her lost cat flyers, and that is what I have been figuring out since, how to get him home. And there she is again, looking for him with her binoculars. At the beginning I saw it set in this kind of Britain of old, a kind of idealised, stylised Britain. These are some shops that I know, but then other influences started coming in, and I think that was because we were seeing lots of reports from Europe, from Italy and Spain, and people on their balconies clapping, and also from all this beautiful stuff that I'd brought from all my travels. They suddenly combined with that stylised ideal Britain, made a very different scenery.